In solving equations, we're going to use the properties of equality. So whatever you do to one side of the equation has to be done to the other side. So you keep the balance or the equality to take into consideration the equal sign that characterizes the equations. Example number 1 involves addition. The inverse operation of addition is subtraction. So to isolate the variable, I have to subtract both sides 3. So that way, this would be a 0 pair, and I will have k equals -5. Now, to see if common sense or number sense helps me, I just have to substitute -5 here. -5 plus 3 is -2, so it checks the equation. That's true. The value k -5 is the only one that gives solution to the first equation, which involves addition here. So the second one involves subtraction. So what I have to do to isolate this variable is to add 4 both sides. So pretty much this. Again, this is a 0 pair. Let me just use the abbreviation. L is then -3. So if I replace or substitute -3 here, -3 and -4 equals -7. So the equation checks. In this one, first of all, important, before you start solving an equation, you need to identify the operation that is involved. In this case, I have multiplication. 6 times m equals -72. I know that the inverse operation of multiplication by 6 is division by 6. So in order to find the result of m, I divide by 6 both sides. But in this case, this is not a 0 pair. Remember, any number divided by itself is 1. And 1 times m gives me the variable m. I know that when I divide two integers or numbers with different signs, the result is negative. So 72 divided 6 is -12 in this case, since 72 is negative and 6 is positive. Okay, and to finish with this one, I know that the inverse operation of division by 5 is multiplication by 5. So what I have to do on one side has to be done on both sides. So the equation or the equality remains equal. So in this case, 5 divided 5, because this 5 is up and this 5 is down in the denominator, so this is 1. And finally, n would be 100. And now let's see. If I substitute 100 here, 100 divided 5 is actually 20. So the equation checks and my solution is correct. If I substitute -12, in this case 6 times -12 equals -72, which checks the equation. So be careful and always, before you start, identify the operation that is involved in the equation and the inverse operation that you might use to solve it.